What happened to money and how can we fix it? You may have noticed that prices are rising. For example, not loving it, the price of a Big Mac is up 12x. That is 1,200% since 1968. The same darn Campbell's soup is up 10x. It's 10 times more expensive since 1973. And in both of these cases, your wages have not gone up by 12x or by 10x. Basically, it's much harder for the average person to buy a Big Mac or to buy a can of Campbell's soup based on how many hours they have to work or based on the average wages or whatever. Short take is your paycheck hadn't kept up with that. It is much harder for the average American to buy a Big Mac or a can of Campbell's soup or pretty much anything else since 1968 or 1973. Pick your start date. The same stuff is about 20 times more expensive. That's 2,000% more expensive in the last 100 years between 1925 and 2025. Now, obviously, some of those items have been upgraded a little bit, but in general, the major costs for the same things you need to do costs 20 times more. That's 2,000% more. So the problem with prices is actually a problem with money. Why do we need money to start with? What do we use money for in the first place? Well, money makes it easy to trade. The whole reason we have money is because it is hard to trade. Eggs for a cow, cow for a house, house for eggs. Those things are hard to trade, and so we use money. Money sits in between, and it makes it easy to trade. That's what money does. It makes things easy to trade. You can trade in and out of the money, and that way you don't have to trade for the stuff, which is called barter. So bad money is not easy to trade. For example, it's hard to spend a cow. It's not divisible if the cow is still alive. It's hard to send a house. It's not very mobile. Hard to move it around. Not very portable. Hard to store eggs because they're not very durable. They go bad. They crack. So bad money is not easy to use as money. And so why don't we use things like lumber or sand or rocks or grass or bricks? Why don't we use those things that are easy to move around and to split and divide as money? And the answer is because no one would trade for that. Nobody wants sand. So money also has to be something that's valuable. And by valuable, it has to be scarce. There has to not be a lot of it. A diamond is scarce, but sand is not. Okay, so money has a second job, not just to be easy to use, but money has a second job, easy to use, but also hard to make more. And by hard to make more, I mean scarce. So in order for a money to be effective, it has to check both boxes. Easy to use, hard to make more of it, hard to find more of it, hard to get more of it.